Good morning, YouTube. How are you going? We're just going to double check that everything is running how we want it. We have to double check that all the things are happening when they're supposed to be happening. If you're watching the playback of this at the beginning of each video, I just need to double check that the videos are actually streaming, which I'm not sure if it actually is. Here we go. That's good. We are actually streaming, so that's good. That's always a bonus. Good morning to everybody who are in the chat. Good morning, Kim. Kim has saved her Mystery Lace Club sweet treats for the chat today. That is awesome. So everyone can see me. Can you all hear me is a good question also. I know some people get a bit funny about the can you see me, can you hear me comments. And yeah. Crochet Clock says, I'm stuck in an ad. Don't show anything. I totally appreciate people who watch the whole ad and don't click through it. So I will wait until the ads are through. It's always a bonus when things work. Yeah, it really is a bonus when things work. This morning has been one of those sort of, it's been one of those weird mornings. Like I got up on time and I got moving on time, but I just haven't felt quite in the groove as such. I've had my coffee and everything's normal. There's nothing weird. And I think what it is, this is what I think I think my brain is in total dial the yarn mode because as the title of this video says, winter is coming for those of us in Australia. And it's, I've noticed the last few days up here in Queensland, the last few days up here in Queensland have been, they've been a bit cooler. I wouldn't say it's cold. At 6:30 in the morning, yeah, it's a bit on the nippy side. It's around sort of 10 to 12 degrees C. I have no idea what that is, F. But yeah, so it's it's not unpleasant. It's just a bit cooler than what we're used to up here, and I think part of that is playing into it because in my brain it's like, oh, it's getting colder. Bendigo is coming. Bendigo is coming. It's like the whole winter is coming from, Game of Thrones. Except for me, winter's a good thing. And so yeah, so I'm like in this like mode of dyeing yarn, like dye yarn, dye yarn, dye yarn, dye yarn. And so when I'm not dyeing yarn, when I'm doing other jobs, it just feels like I should be doing something else right now. So I dyed about, it'd be around 2.5 kilos worth of yarn on Tuesday after I got the Mystery Lace Club out Monday. Now there is one Mystery Lace Club member who, I don't know why, I thought she was an international and I mislabeled all her boxing and I had to redo all the packaging, so it didn't go out till yesterday. So I express posted it, so she should have it, or I'm assuming it's a she. They should have it very soon and I'll be able to double check a bit later on, because in the mornings for a live stream day I just come in and set up straight in here. I have one laptop and I tend to just set it all up here. Hi Freaky Geek, good morning, evening to everybody as well. Apparently Kim finds this weather very unpleasant. I love it. I personally love it. I think it's great and I just enjoy it a lot. Hi Chintamani. Chintamani popped in yesterday into Fibrific HQ and helped me out for a few hours, and it was so awesome having someone to chat to. Chintamani, do you think that we should show one of the skeins of yarn, one of the new colours that I dyed up? Like, do you think anyone wants to see a new colour that I've made? I'm just going to crochet over here. But Crochet Clock, it's not really that cold. Like, I go to Bendigo and you like do a dance if it hits 10 degrees through the day. You really do. And it's one of those things. It's 10 degrees in the morning. Like, heaven forbid I had to put a long sleeve pajama shirt on. Like, that's terrible. Because and I've still got a ceiling fan on in my bedroom because I'm a weirdo and I need the air to move. Oh, you guys want to see the yarn? I don't know if Chintamani thinks we should show it. Julie, Kim wants to know where Julie is because it takes about a week for the Mystery Lace Club to get to her. Yeah, look, I've had there've been some amazing stories of Mystery Lace Clubs hitting the day after I posted and like 2 days after I posted. So Australia Post really pulled all the stops out for a couple of people, but not everybody. Chintamani says maybe a tiny peek, keep most of it secret. absolutely. I'm thinking of showing one single skein and not all the colorways and not the plan I have for the colorways. So I'm just going to reach over here because I thought you might want to see something new. Now, it's not all pretty skeined up. This is how it comes out of the, like once it's dry once I've finished drying it. So you have to allow for that, okay? You're going to allow for the fact that it may not be absolutely as pretty as usual because, you know, I need to be sure of these things. Kim says, my kids have ice block feet and hands and like to warm them on my skin. I'm not a fan. Yeah, I used to do that to my mum. She used to say, get your fish feet off me. So, yeah. Jenny is in Sweden and it's 2 a.m. and she can't sleep. Well, Jenny, you can come and hang out with us for an hour or so and we might bore you to sleep with our talk of exciting yarn. So yeah, so all right, good morning, Allegra. So here we go. I'm just going to slide it into this shot and there we go. I might just move that out of the way just so you can just see it a bit better. Just something a bit different. Some nice tonal dark grey. And anyway, I'm really excited about it. I'll just leave that there for a second. Kim, stop living in a deep freezer. That's probably a really good point. Hi, Jennifer P. How are you going? We've had 10 days. They sent it to Adelaide and then back again. Oh my gosh, that is so frustrating. I really love, you guys know me, I tend to dye things a bit on the brighter and, how do I describe it? Like, I don't know, like all these sorts of bright jewel tones, but they're all sort of light, if that makes sense. And I wanted to have a play with the dark. I wanted to go into the, you know, some more dark greys and stuff. So anyway, that's where I went with that. So this one, there's a few of these. They'll be available soon, not yet, but soon. I've got to make them all pretty in their skeins and stuff yet. I'm a bit fussy about that. Like, you guys at the Mystery Lace Club, like, I kid you not, I reskein every single one of those. Oh, put that back over there so it doesn't get messy. Bring the crochet back. I'm still working on Abby's blanket. It's gorgeous yarn. Thank you. Thank you very much. Our host has gone to the dark side of yarning. Yeah, totally. I still love all the light colours, but I just wanted to... I made... when I was sick, like when I was doing the that Facebook chatty thing, I was crocheting on some really sort of dark blacks with bright blues through it that I got from Zen Garden, and I was just like, I don't see colours like this very often, and it's kind of why I probably bought it. And I was just like, why don't I try and make some? Not that I want to copy Zen Garden; they do some stunning stuff. But I just wanted to sort of go down that path of, sorry, I'm just counting stitches, just go down that path of just slightly darker colours as well. So, yeah, it was, I don't know, I'm enjoying it and it's fun. And, yeah, so I'm going to do some more different colours and batches. If you guys have got any sort of suggestions, let me know. That Cottage Keeper says the yarn's beautiful. Thank you. It is very dramatic. It is. Hi, Jackie. How are you going? I wanted to say, Jackie, thank you so much for your offer to come and hang out at your place in Canberra. If I could have worked out airfares and what have you, I totally would have been there, really. Jenny Bergenson says, I'm a yarnaholic, so I love talking about yarn all of the time when I'm awake and my family thinks I'm crazy. I think all of us have someone in our family who thinks that our yarn obsessions are just that bit odd. And for me, it's not my mum or my dad, which is really weird. I think it's one of my brothers. One of my brothers kind of just like, you brought your knitting. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be sitting here for hours. So why not? Go down the path, not travelled as much, enjoy the surprises. Yeah, that's actually a very good point, is enjoy all the surprises. So the title of this week's chat was about winter is coming. And I wanted to ask you all, when it's colder weather, do you tend to get more of your craft out, or do you find that you just are constant throughout the year? Like, do you do more knitting and spinning and what have you when it's winter, or what? Let me know how it's going. You did miss out. Just have to book in for next year. Yeah, I'm totally going to plan it in for next year, Jackie. Sort of save up for it and get the airfares sorted and everything. I don't want to drive down for that one. I do want to just sort of have a visit and see what it's like before I make any businessy decisions on it. Stacey said, I've cast on my Mystery Lace Club May yesterday. I won't post pictures yet, but it's awesome. That is awesome. Stacey, there's a group over on Ravelry where we're posting spoiler pics, so you can totally post pics there. And I do know that that others have cast on, and if you've got any tips or tricks or help, that they probably appreciate it. So we'll have to start some sort of spoilery thing where you can all chat. So that's what the Ravelry group's for, really. They're just jealous because they don't have an obsession. That is totally true. You met the lovely Daniel from Raxor. Yeah, is that Danielle, the blonde lady? Is that right? Or am I thinking of someone else? I could be thinking of someone else. Kim says she's pretty constant. I work based on gifting schedules more than anything else. And Chintamani says I do the larger stuff in winter because it's too hot in summer to have large stuff in my lap. Look, I totally agree with that. Hello, Chantel made blankets during summer. What was I thinking? They were cotton, so it wasn't so bad. Good morning, Andrea. How are you going? Kim says, yeah, Kim wants to know what's going on with Stacey starting her May already. She's not alone. There's other people who've already started May as well. Stable tables are great in summer for putting a buffer between your knitting and your lap. I love stable tables. I've got this really cute one that I got from IKEA, and it's kind of in this sort of semicircle, and it's just really comfortable. Daniel, I'm thinking of the Nana Yarns lady because they both normally go together at Bendigo. You're right. Yes. Sorry about that. I wonder if there's a way to do secret events in Facebook, although I guess not all the Mystery Lace subscribers are on Facebook. I don't know if they all are, actually, or at least they're not all in the Fiberific Fun Zone group, and they don't all like the Fiberific page. You guys may notice over the next few, I don't know how long, until I complete it, I'm going to be adding, I'll be sending out requests to join the Fiberific page on Facebook as well. So there's some people who are members of the Fiberific Fun Zone who haven't actually liked the Facebook page, and there's people who have liked the Facebook page that aren't actually members in the Fun Zone. So I'm going to be sending out some invites. So if you get that, don't get grumpy, please. Way to go. Yes, way to go. That's a good point, actually. It was way to go, not WTF. It's Kim says, Stacey says she hasn't started her March one yet because she's afraid of all the beads. If not on Facebook, why not on Ravelry? Absolutely. Like, I'm totally up for adding more stuff like that onto Ravelry. Hang on, you guys. I've done it again. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, I have. I've put too many on. Kim, did you see the picture of the shawl that Rebecca Nelson is doing? I don't know if I saw it. Did you put it in the Facebook group? I'll have to have a squiz. I'm a bit behind, I will confess. Look, while we're talking about the Mystery Lace Club, I'll change my little banner to be the Mystery Lace Club banner. How many people have we got in the chat today, you guys? I can't see that info based on what I've got here. Like, English is not working for me. Hang on a second. I'm going to put my crochet down, and I'm going to bring the chat back up because somehow I dropped it out. And then I'm going to grab my cup of tea. So you guys, after last week, I brought in my tea thermos. It's very shiny and very pretty. It's going to keep my tea hot. I've got a mixture of some beautiful French Earl Grey and some Stockholm blend, purely because I ran out of French Earl Grey and it was going to be too weak. There's 26 on the chat. Well, that's heaps, you guys. That's fantastic. Crochet Clock says she's here, but she's sorry that she's quiet. She's on a deadlight and crocheting like a mad woman. You kind of need your hands to crochet. Yes, you do. You totally do. You can link pics from Instagram to where? I don't know. But there's only 10 in the chat. That's weird. That is weird. Some people do just like to watch rather than talk. I know Joss can't really talk because she's at work sneaking a listen in while she's working. Do I have your flask? Is that really? That's weird. I bought this a little while ago and I forget to use it because I'm normally in a coffee, like I like a lot of coffee. But actually the other day I went out and I had tea in it and I finished the tea. But then I gave it a really good rinse out and then filled it with water and it kept the water so cold and nice. I was just like, okay, that's a winner. Kim says she's not posting pics on IG while the Mystery Lace Club is still in spoiler mode. You guys, I really want to say thank you, like a huge thank you to all of you who help keep spoiler mode there, because it's so tempting to just share everything because it's so exciting. And I really do appreciate that you make it so that everybody who gets their box can open it and that can be the first time they see it, unless they hit a spoiler thread knowingly. And I just think it's wonderful to, like, that you guys all feel the same way about that as I do. I mean, I can't imagine I would be like grumpy or anything like that. But I really do just really appreciate that you all think of the other people as well. But yeah, where are we? We could make a Facebook group for the Mystery Lace Club and make it invite only so Chantel can send invites to those who sign up and then it's their choice if they join or not. That's actually a really good point, like a secret group for members only. I like that idea. I think I may have to steal that idea. I hope you don't mind. Emma's sneaking a listen at work too. Well, shh, don't dob on her. Chintamani says they're so good she actually has one that she just uses for water. Allegra and Kim are talking. Yeah, I paid the $7 to upload directly to Rav. I can't be bothered messing around. And it's $7. How long does spoiler mode last for? Like, honestly, it varies, Freaky Geek, just because sometimes Australia Post mess some things up and it takes a bit longer for everyone to get their parcels, but I track all the parcels. And once I've seen, as far as Australia Post website is concerned, that I've seen that everyone has received their parcels, I will lift spoiler mode. It's just one of those things. It varies. We do try to keep it within a week and a half, and Australia Post are normally pretty good. We're starting to get some international members now, so we might have to extend it out a smidge. So I think having the Mystery Lace Club group might be a good thing for that. Where are we? Oh, I'm missing. You guys are like chatty. It's great. Kim pays as well. She doesn't know that everyone would want to if they're only doing it for the Mystery Lace Club. That's fair enough. Hey, Daigo, how are you going? Where are we? Oh, hey, Unusually Awesome. It's been ages since we've seen you. Morning, crafty people. I'm spinning baby camel and tussar silk. It drafts like butter. I bet it does. Oh my gosh. I love spinning camel. Like, it's weird, right? Because I'm allergic to alpaca, but I'm not allergic to camel. It's so bizarre. I don't know what the deal is. Jenny Bergenson prefers to drink tea while I watch mine or Claire's videos and you're crocheting. Also, it's 2 a.m, Jenny. I don't know if caffeine is the wisest choice. Unless, of course, you're trying to stay awake. Allegra says, I think you can upload photos from Flickr too. Yeah, totally. So there's Flickr, Instagram. There's a few points where you can, basically anywhere that'll host the photo for you, you can slurp it over to Ravelry. So even if you have your own blog and you put the link, you can add your link in and slurp it across. It's still free. They're just charging if you want to upload it directly, because they have to pay to store it, basically. Where are we? T2 flasks are so good, keeps the tea so hot all day. I know. A funny story, like, I've done no crochet, you guys. Like, this is a bizarre thing, isn't it? It's like I have this huge window for all the work I don't do, and there's a little box for my face where I can peek out in a corner, and then this just sits here like a fish. But yeah, so funny story is this camera just feels, I feel like a little kid. Like, hang on a second, I'm just gonna do some adjusty. There we go. Sorry guys. So I got these for me and for Emma, who helps me out at Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show, because it's real cold down there and we struggle to keep our tea and coffee hot. Because it's cold. It's like, it's not Brisbane cold, it's true cold. It is, those sheds honestly are freezing. Like, it is literally a steel shed with a paver floor and you have to leave the doors wide open. And the temperature drops like to, I don't even know what, but I do a dance if it's 2 degrees in the morning. I'm like, yay, it's 2 degrees this morning. It's going to like heat up today. It's going to be great. And Emma and I last year, like, because we first got them for Bendigo, we would take a sip of our tea and look at each other and go, it's still hot. And we did it all day and like for the whole weekend. And I still do it now. I sit here and giggle and like take a sip and go, it's still hot. So yeah, so I'm a bit sad. That's all right. Sad people. Excuse me. Ozpost reckon they're going to deliver hers today. We will see, but it's not here yet. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jackie. Freaky Geek says, I saw a question on Facebook saying there is tissue too much of a spoiler, lol. That cracked me up. Do you mean as in the tissue paper that I wrap everything in? I hope not. Photos are free if you put it on a project page. Okay, that's good to know as well. Free way is to create a stash or project on Ravelry for the Mystery Lace Club and then upload there, then cross-post to a platform. Okay, so yeah, we could, like, everyone could be totally making their Mystery Lace Club, like creating their like going in and getting their pattern, downloading the digital version and creating their project, and then can be uploading photos into that. That would be cool as well. Yeah, the lol Brisbane cold. Yeah, I know. It's really funny. Hey Daigo, it's 7:21 here in Texas on Wednesday. Tara says, yeah, I know, but I'm trying to avoid accidentally spoiling for someone who may be on my friends and watches my projects. Yeah. Oh, look, I totally understand, Jackie. I totally understand. I see that, but there's no, oh yeah, there is no harm in teasing. Yeah, I try to, I think teasing is fun. I think teasing is fun. I've got no qualms with people putting teasers out, as long as it's not spoilers. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's a tough balancing act to allow everyone to be excited and show what they've got and where they're up to when they first cast on. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know, it's a weird one. It's totally a weird one. I don't really know the best solution for it. And I think as the group, like as the more Mystery Lace Clubs go out, it's going to be harder and harder to keep a spoiler, the spoiler zone, like no spoiler zone alive, as there's more people to sort of to police. But yeah, it's going to be one of those things. I might keep crocheting while I chat and read you guys. Allegra says, surely if a person was so concerned about avoiding spoilers, then you just adjust your behaviour to try and avoid seeing them instead of expecting the world to adjust around you. That's totally true, Allegra. You're totally right. I know that when I don't want to see spoilers for, say, a TV show or a movie that's coming out, I actually make sure I don't go to the places that I think might spoil it. And that's what I do. But I think in the meantime, while we only have to sort of wait a week or a week and a half, I think it's not too much to ask. But I think that as it gets further, like, you know, I don't know. But we'll see. But you're right. I just don't want to have to stop people to have to stop coming into the Fiberific fun zone because they're afraid of spoilers. I think that's more what I'm concerned about. I want to keep the group active and chatting and everyone enjoying their time there and not having to worry about if they've had a lace club and it's been spoiled. I've had a lot of questions about, in the last sort of couple of weeks, about a crochet club, because the Mystery Lace Club is definitely aimed towards knitters. It's very difficult to work out a crochet club that is at a similar price point, at a similar value point. I think I've done too many stitches. 2, 4, 6. I have. Every time. Yeah, so trying to organize a mystery crochet club with similar price point and a similar value for you guys, because I mean I could make it the same price point and just put less stuff in it, but to me that just doesn't feel right to me. I'm a crocheter first, and as a crocheter I get frustrated when knitters get better stuff, right? And I totally do. I totally get frustrated. But and then I go and make a mystery lace club that's not for knitters, which, you know, anyway. It's not for crocheters, I should say. But I want to make it good, and sometimes making something good means you just have to wait a little bit longer. It's going to happen. It's just going to take a little bit of time until I'm satisfied that I think everyone will feel that they're getting a bargain. Like, you do this because you want pretty and you want a kit and you want all the stuff in there. And yeah, you just want to do it. Emma Gehring has jumped in. Hello, Emma Gehring. Yes, awful colours. These are totally not your colours at all. You guys, this Emma Gehring that just jumped into our chat, this is the Emma that helps me out with so many things, but most especially with Bendigo. She is my right hand. Not even my right hand woman, but literally my right hand. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to do Bendigo without her. So did everybody see the new yarn colour that I put up before, or is there extra people here now that missed that and might want to see the new colourway that is yet to be named? Melbourne Emma. Yes, it is Melbourne Emma. That's right. Where are we? I think... Oh, I missed something. I need some help with March. I added extra repeats to use all of the yarn and don't have enough to cast off. Does anyone have any left over that I could buy from them? Lynn Grady might have some. Yeah, pop a post into the Facebook group. If you get really stuck, then I've got extra skeins here and I can have a look and see if there's one's like a heavy skein and see if I can draw something off it. Where are we? So lots of people missed it. Should we show it again? Should we show the new yarn colorway to the people that missed out at the start of the chat? I can just get it. It's really simple. It's really, yeah, it's easy to grab. Hang on, I've done it again. Why is it with you guys in 7, 2, 4, 6? Do you know, I only do this when I'm on live chat. I do not do it when I'm working on this by myself. Andrea wants to see the yarn, you guys. Should we show Andrea the yarn? I think we should show Andrea the yarn. She'd like it, I think. All right, let me just, look, I'm this far from the end. I'll get to the end of the row and then I will reach over, all the way over, and go and grab the skein of the new yarn. Now, like I told everybody else when I showed it earlier, I've just been dyed and washed and dried stage. It hasn't been reskeined into I'm gorgeous yarn, look at me, I'm ready for sale. It's not there yet, but you can see what it is. So let me just, I'm just going to put 3 stitches in the end. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, we're at the end. We'll clear some space for the yarn. Just lean all the way over. Okay, you ready? Here it is. We can make it look like a skein if you like. I could do that, I think. There we go. That's sort of how it would look without a cable tie and all much neater with different ties. What do you think? Do you like? Do you think it's pretty? You know what you need to do? A set of infinity stone colours. Actually, you're totally right. I do totally need infinity stone colours. I got so many marble colourways. It's weird not to have the infinity stones. There we go. Oh, hey, Sandy Goodwin. Welcome to the chat. So yeah, I'm going to just pop it back out again. So see, I really like how I've done this, where the colours mix over like that. Yeah, I'm very clever. Yeah, it's still nice twisted, absolutely. And that's how I tend to sell them, as all twisted. But this still needs rescaining, and because it's got the temporary ties on, I just used a bit of thin cotton for the temporary ties. But yeah, so I had a lot of fun dyeing this colour, and I think I'm going to be dyeing more like this style. Maybe not necessarily these exact blends of blues and greens and greys and blacks, but yeah, lots of colours. Is this going to be at Redlands? I haven't decided yet, Vanessa, whether or not I'll be taking this one to Redlands or whether or not it will just go straight to Bendigo. Do you think it should go to Redlands first? No, you guys, I have to grab a tissue. Is that a cable tie? Yes, it is a cable tie. I'm just going to grab a tissue, so just bear with me for 1 second. Sorry about that. My nose was just so itchy. It was making me insane. Self-striping sock in Infinity Stone colours. I don't know if I could do that. I'm not quite that skilled. Anybody I miss sneaking in? There's probably people you did miss sneaking in. There probably are. So I've been trying out some new ties. The cable ties are new. I don't normally use those, and they are the removable cable ties. So, oh crap! Just hang on. I just caught the edge of the laptop with the blanket as I was turning it around. Hang on 1 second while I shuffle things. And there we go. We got yarn to work on. All right, nothing to see here. We have a storm on the way, and I may end up losing power or internet or both. Let us hope. Oh, I agree. I agree with Kim. I hope there's no damage. Yeah, and I hope you don't lose your power. Like, you know, that's scary when it's blackout and storms and then you can't hear the information that you need. So yeah, I get a bit nervous in blackouts. I'm alright, but I do get nervous. Jenny Berkinson says it's 2:30 and maybe I should try to get some sleep. I totally think you should get some sleep. Like, not that I don't appreciate you joining in these live chats. I really, really do. Especially because it's 2:30 in the morning. But yeah, I totally understand. You crocheted a T-bone steak, Nerdy. That is so cool. Oh, wow. Oh, hang on. I should finish that stitch before I move on to the next one. Now, I need to... Hang on, have a sip of tea. I need to discuss the elephant in the room, which is my hair. Not my body, my hair. I am currently growing out my super fun short shaved side style because my daughter wants me to, and I'm not coping with it. I don't like this in-betweeny bit. It bothers me. And so I keep messing with it and I keep touching it because I'm looking at it and I don't like it. So I just felt the need to mention it. So yeah. It'll get better as it gets a bit longer. It'll become more like normal hair and stop standing on end. That's the other thing it does. Sometimes, like I've literally had to go like this and like wet it to hold it down. When it gets to this in-betweeny stage, it just stands up. It just like, and I really don't like that either. So, you know, get some cute hair barrettes. They're the clips for your hair, right? Where are we? Put a hat on. Are you a hat wearer? I'm totally a hat wearer. I just don't wear hats for the live chats. I've got my Captain America hat that I wear pretty well everywhere. Jennifer P says she's just tried to dye some raw fleece and now I have mud. I think I'll put it away for another day and just look at my beautiful stuff. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jennifer P. There's some little tips. So that you don't get mud. You may end up with a little bit of white in between, which I think is better than mud personally. And so I would totally increase your acid levels in your dye mix and in your bath, because if you have a decent amount of acid, whether it be citric acid or vinegar, I'm not quite sure what kind of dyes you're using, and then add a little bit more heat, like not till it's boiling, but just get that little bit of extra heat. When you pour your dye in, it'll strike straight to the yarn. It'll go wherever you wanted it. Whereas if you have the water a bit cooler and a bit less acidic, it'll wash around and it will have more chance to murky up. So if you just sort of give that a try with a bit more acid in the mix, I personally am a citric acid user. And then yeah, a bit more acid into both your dye mix as well as the water bed that you're dyeing in. And then when you pour that dye in, it'll just strike straight to the yarn. That would be what I would try next. Yeah, and you may get a little bit of white, and what you can do is you can control that more then. So you can actually use water your dye down a smidge more and actually have a paler section where the two colors join a bit. So if you have like a little bit of the yellow and the purple touch, you'll get a little line of brown if you mix yellow and purple. But if you just keep them a little bit apart, or it's a nice brown, then you know you're good to go. Not that you were asking for advice, but that's my advice. Where are we? Jenny, good night. Good night, Jenny. I hope you sleep well. I pretty much wear hats in a snood style, except for covering my dirty hair. I can't be. Yeah, to wash. Yes, I understand that feeling. Although I have to wash my hair like every second night because I have like a grease pit. Where are we? Oh, thanks, Rebecca. I appreciate you saying I look nice. I wasn't fishing, you guys. I wasn't fishing. Good advice is better than yours. Well, yeah, you got to try different things. Jennifer P says, thank you. I appreciate any advice. I'll have to listen to this again later. Yeah, totally. It's just to have a watch back. Just check your time point. It's about 10:30. So about half an hour into the video, you'll be able to score our advice. You won't have to rewatch the whole thing. I didn't see what Vanessa was saying. Oh, I'm missing stuff in the chat, you guys. I'm just going to scroll up. Where are we? Oh, you guys are talking about hats. I worked it out. So yeah, so 6, Chantel, not 7. So let me just 2, 4, 6. Okay, lucky I counted because I'm ready for my decrease already. How many likes have we got on this video today, you guys? I'm going to change over to my thumbs up thing. Thumbs up, peoples. I like the thumbses. I like it when you guys like the videos. I put all my self-worth into it. No, I don't. But my entire self-worth is based on how many thumbs up you guys give these videos and how many people you share them to. It's really not. It's really not. I have a pretty low opinion of myself in sort of the most things. I was actually talking to Chintamani yesterday, and I'm like, I still have a serious case of imposter syndrome where I'm thinking like, what am I doing here? What are you guys doing here? But yeah, I have fun. So, you know, I have fun. And that's important for me. Not enough from what I see. What do you say? I'm not sure what that was. I could never follow what you're talking about, Freaky Geek. Andrew says, I've got a 12-kilo puppy sitting on my lap and it's hard to type and do knitting. Well, Andrew, we have learned that you shouldn't knit during these live chats, should you? You should put your knitting down and just scratch the puppy. I also believe the puppy would agree with this plan. This plan has been approved by puppies all over. Nerdy says she took her dog swimming. My dogs don't like swimming. Well, Georgie doesn't mind swimming, but he's stupid and he would just keep swimming out to the sea. Snowy won't go near the water. You kind of have to carry her in, and then she'll try and eat you if she realizes what you're doing. Oh, the number. It should be way over the watching number. Look, I personally agree that the like number should be over the watching number as well. But it's not always, and that's fine. I'm going to do 7 again. I can feel it. I can totally feel it. 2, 4, 5, 6, and then decrease. Who keeps writing decrease on 7 or after 7? So I've got to decrease on the 7th stitch. So I've got to do 6 stitches and then decrease in the 7th and 8th and turn them into just a 7th. But I mess it up every single time. Every single time. Here we go. I've got to just bring some fabric around. I'm trying to make it you know, so that this is pretty. It's pretty for you to see. I can't wait for the weekend. My puppy will be fully vaccinated and ready to face the big world. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. Jenny says it's now 22 likes and I'm going to sleep. Jenny, what are you still doing here? You should have gone to sleep ages ago. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're going to have to start blocking Jenny, you guys, because she just keeps refusing to go to sleep at 2:30 in the morning. It's terrible. It's awesome. Thank you, Jenny. But go to sleep. You're going to be useless tomorrow. Do you get to sleep in at least? Please tell me you get to sleep in, because that would be the worst. I have a female half German Shepherd, half Shar-Pei. That is a weird mix. That is a weird mix. Jackie Doyle says I'm watching. I'm knitting the April Mystery Lace Club and I'm playing Civilization 6. Gosh, the multi-skilling going on there. I am trying not to destroy the crochet blanket and chat with you guys. Nerdy says go to bed or I'll rat you out. Oh no, that would be terrible. Oh, you do get to sleep in. Okay, well, I don't feel so bad then. At least you're not having to get up at 6:30 in the morning or something, as well as being up till 2:30. So you know what? You can stay up because you're an adult and you get to decide what you do, and I'm not your mum. And it seems, according to Abby, she can stay awake in her room as long as she likes. As long as she stays in her room and is quiet. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Not on school nights. So I'm in such a mum mode at the moment because I've been struggling to get her to sleep. Nerdy says my brain doesn't allow me to sleep in. Oh, man, I tell you what. I had to get up and get moving early on Saturday. And Saturday is my sleeping day. I normally end up getting up pretty early Sundays. But Saturday is my sleeping day. And I had to go and do a thing at Abby's school all day. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so hard. I'll screw something up for sure. Guess which one? The knitting. The knitting gets screwed. 2 or 6. The knitting always gets screwed up with everybody. Just ask Andrea what happens when you try to do too many things at once and what happens to your knitting. Hey, Daigo. What's beautiful? Are you looking at things? I struggle to sleep until 6:45. That's when my alarm goes off, is 6:40. Well, it goes off at 6:30 and I kind of lay in bed. And then I have a second alarm for 6:45. That means get out of bed. Civilization 6, Freaky Geek. It's a game. I'm assuming it's Civilization 6, right? Jackie can't talk right now. She is in battle after having built her township up. Oh my gosh. You guys, we've been nattering on about silly things for 45 minutes. We're doing great. We're doing so good. I've got my chat box over my screen, so you guys have to tell me if my crochet comes out of shot or if it's annoying. So yeah, you just have to let me know. Oh, I can see it on my other thing. Hang on a second. I've just got to... What if I just do... that? Let's see if that brings in all sorts of things in the shot that I don't want in the shot, like my laptop. No, that's fine. I can live with this. I can totally live with this as a location for my crocheting. It's a bit too far left. Thank you, Freaky Geek. I think I've just given it a bit of a tweakages. But yeah, you're right. It was definitely too far left. Andrew says, I don't do any knitting or crocheting while I'm watching live chat. I always end up frogging something. Oh yeah, you can see it in the face cam, but I mean, does it matter? Do you mind seeing a tiny little bit of something just here? Does it really matter if you get a better shot of my crochet? I wish this socks would knit itself. I totally understand. Oh, crochet clock is so far it's so good. It's only cranberry sized hail. I'm still here and had to go and rescue the tomato plant that we forgot about. Oh no! I'm actually seriously contemplating replanting a new herb garden because I've been using a lot of herbs lately and I've been paying full price at the supermarket for them and I feel like a chump. So I've really got to get in and get the herb garden going back again. The problem with the herb garden is I'm not the only one who likes the herbs. Also the chickens like the herbs. So I have to make the herb garden chicken proof because the chickens do just sort of wander around the yard doing whatever they want because I'm lazy. Oh, you guys can see my watch as well. Don't send me messages so my watch lights up. That's mean. I'll just take it off. Oh dear. Oh, actually, I'm just going to set it to do not disturb. There you go. Tick. Oh dear. Nope, she can't now. Herbs at the store is pricey. It totally is, Jolene. It totally is. It's very, very, very ineffective spending. I could be spending that money on yarn, rather than on packets of what it is. It's coriander. I love coriander, and so it's coriander all the time. So I'd need to grow like 15 coriander plants to keep up with my coriander addiction. And I totally need to do it. Big hugs to you, Jenny. You sleep well, okay? And have a nice sleep in. We're all jealous of your sleep in. I don't get to sleep in tomorrow because I have to come to work. And I mean, like, I'm not going to complain too much about my work. Hello, what am I doing right now? Like, this is fun. And tomorrow we're going to have some live chat hearings on the Fibrific Fun Zone on Facebook. I will double check how we're running for Mystery Lace Club members. Here in New Mexico, we have lots of issue getting fresh herbs. I'm considering making an indoor herb garden so I can deal with life. Yeah, yep. I would totally do it. I like mint and I like coriander and I'm a huge basil fan. Oh my gosh, I love basil. I love fresh pesto. So basil, parmesan, a little bit of olive oil and some pine nuts. Tasty. Andrea says my herb garden consists of me buying the herb at the supermarket, then planting the leftovers in soil. 100% of the time they die. I'm not a green thumb. That's so funny. Daigo has to go and plug her phone in. Oh my gosh. Quick. Got a few packets of cilantro seeds and plant. Let it go to seed. That's coriander. Yep, it is. It's cilantro's coriander for sure. Yeah. And I'm actually going to get seeds to plant some seeds, but I'm also going to buy some green, like buy the plants as plants as well, so that I've got like them aging at different rates, because coriander does go to seed and then it gets bitter and yucky, and then you don't want to eat it and then it's a waste, but you can collect the seeds and then regrow a new plant. Also, coriander seeds dried and ground up and stuff are real nice. 2, 4, 6, 7. I did it again. Someone knew. Someone was sitting there giggling, going, "She did 7. She did 7 again. Ha ha ha." You meanies. Don't cry. I'm gonna go and get my tea and have a cry into my tea. Not just yet though. Cilantro versus cilantro. I'm not quite sure what the joke is there, Kim. I'm sure it's hilarious though. If you're lucky, your plants are self-sow for the next season. Yeah, totally. Basil tends to, and coriander does. Mint just never goes away. Seriously, if anyone needs any lemongrass, it took over an entire garden at my house. So I've got lemongrass everywhere. Like, we run over it with the lawnmower and it comes back and it's like Chantel height. It's enormous. So yeah, don't plant your lemongrass in a garden. Leave it in a pot. That's my advice. Sorry, I can't watch you work, but I cannot count as you go too fast. Okay, that's cool. I'm glad to hear that. That that you're not mocking me mercilessly about this particular thing anyway. No, there is a plant called cilantro. It has a similar but stronger smell and taste of coriander. Really? I had no idea. I definitely, yeah, I think I'll just stick with whatever has coriander. I have a rosemary tree. That's the only herb I can grow. Rosemary is amazing. I love rosemary so much. So you guys are making me hungry, because what's happening is every time we talk about a herb, my brain jumps to my favorite recipe using that herb, and then and then my tummy goes, yes, let's make that. So rosemary tree equaled rosemary and garlic cloves shoved into little holes that I cut into roast lamb shoulder that I bake for 3 hours. And then it pulls apart and you make this most beautiful thing, and very delicious. Rosemary grows as a tree. It can do if you leave it and just let it grow and grow and grow. It turns into like a shrub thing. It's big. So yeah. If you don't keep it bush high, yeah, that's exactly right. Do you want me to bring you someone to make it to Caffeinated Crafters? I would love you to bring me some when you make it to Caffeinated Crafters. That would be brilliant. There is no Caffeinated Crafters today, however, much to my sadness. I would love to go out tonight, but I think I'm just going to sit at home and crochet on this rug that is never going to get finished. Also, possibly my jumper that is also never going to get finished. I still can't try it on yet because I made the body section. Like, how it works is you've got a circular for the body, and then you've got the circular in mid-row while you're working on a sleeve, so it's totally closed in, and I'm using a shortest circular, and there's no way that that's going to fit around my head, let alone around my body. So yeah, so I just have to wait a bit longer because I'm going to cry if I get to this point where I can actually try it on and then it doesn't fit. I'll be like, oh, this work. I'll have to give it to someone because I'm not going to pull it out. Yeah, it's supposed to be a shrub, but it can totally grow into a tree if you don't trim it. You're hearing excuses. You're totally hearing excuses. I'm really good at excuses. What are you talking about? Tea's still hot. I don't like thoughts of making jumpers. I'm scared of heights. Oh, that would have been funnier if you had spelt heights correctly, Freaky Geek. It's not like you don't have longer cables. I totally do, but it's in the middle of a thing, and I don't want to undo the things to do the thing to put the new cable in. Watching and trying to place beads is a no. I'll just watch for a while. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can't knit. Oh my god, my hair is just, it's bad. Oh dear. So I'm in the getting things ready for Bendigo and Redland show mode. Redland show, you guys, is the 19th of June. It's a Tuesday at the Redlands Performing Arts Centre. I will have a stall there. I will be there as a human person in real life with legs and arms and a head, possibly better hair than today. Possibly not. Who knows? I might just wear a hat. You should totally come and visit me and buy all my things. And yeah, because then I can afford to do other things when you buy those things. I've been told I'm making a pair of convertible mittens for my 6-year-old. Well, you've been told, so get to it. Snappity snap. Abby doesn't ever want me to make her anything anymore. She used to be like, oh, make me this and make me that, and now she's just like, I'm going to JJ's. And you're just like, oh, please don't buy anything knitted, I will cry. And she doesn't buy knitted things. But yeah, still, she's a teenager now and she doesn't care. Oh, Vanessa will totally be there. Vanessa, will you be spinning or will you be wandering around with Max? And Max will be there too. That's awesome. Does the top of the mittens fold back? Yes, it folds back to leave they're like mittens that fold back into fingerless mitts. I think that's how they work. I know something, yay. I know that feeling. I know that feeling really well. It's like, yay, I got something right. That's brilliant. Oh dear. Dun, 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 dun. Crochet all the stitches. Crochet all the stitches. Now, one problem I'm going to have is I'm at the 3 of this blue. I only do 4 of each, but I forgot to bring a new ball of grey, and I've only got this little bit of grey. And I'm probably not going to start a row with that, because annoying. How small is it? And it's all falling apart, and it'll be messy. But yeah, so I might end up with no craft if we keep crocheting at speed. I might have to slow down. Oh, you guys, I got more comments on my videos this week. I'm not kidding. One video, like, it's the same video. It's the same. Oh, which tutorial is it? I can't remember. Anyway, it's one of the tutorials. And one person was just like, this is fantastic, perfect speed, blah, blah, blah. And the very next comment that happened within, like, minutes, so they must have been watching at the same time, was totally like, way too fast, needles are too small, I'm out. And I was just like, oh man, I cannot win. One person says it's a great speed and the next person says that it's too fast, and just like, I don't know what to do. You might get one row with the grey. Oh, I don't think so, Freaky Geek. The rows are quite long and there's not a lot of grey there. 2, 6. I got to 8 this time before I realised I could make blinglets. No, I've actually wired up all the jump rings that I had totally at gluing stage, and I'm not gluing on camera, you guys. Did you see what I just did then? I pulled out 2 stitches because I was too far, and then I put them back in again. 2, 4, 6. Crochet Clock says, have fun making those tutorials yourself, buddy. Yeah, it's a bit like that sometimes, and you just like, you kind of just got to nod and smile and be like, thanks for the feedback, that's great, thanks for that feedback. And like, I got no qualms with constructive criticism, there we go. No qualms with constructive criticism, but it just gets confusing when one person says it's great and fine, then the next person says it's not. And you're just like, okay, which one do I go with? Because the other thing for me is if I find a tutorial's too fast, I just hit the little, if you tap the bottom of your screen, you get a little cog dial and you can change your speeds. So, you know, you can just change the speed and make it half speed while you practice or something. Anyway, that's me. It would be so funny wearing your Darth Vader mask. Funny for who? Not funny for me. I can't breathe in that thing. Well, I can. That's the point. It's a breathing mask. I can breathe in it, but it is quite difficult. Did you find... What nip blockers? I don't know what you're talking about. Crochet Clock says, people who leave comments like that annoy me. I seriously want to ask if their mothers hug them as small children. Oh, man. Some of the comments, like not so much on my videos, because you guys like who leave comments on my videos are mostly really, really good. And like positive or kind, or, you know, just generally speaking, 99% of my comments are good. And I'm very lucky in that regard. I'm like exceptionally lucky, actually. But I read through some other people's comments sometimes, and I just think, oh my God, if I got that, I would literally cry. Chintami says, pause is also useful. Yeah. Rebecca says, I'll stay quiet, crochet. You just cleaned out your mum's chive tie? I don't know what that is, Rebecca. I have no idea. Freaky, maybe too many bear hugs. Maybe too many hugs. If I don't have anything nice to say, I don't say anything at all. Yeah, like, but like, you can be nice and give constructive criticism. That's not an issue, but it'd be nice for me if I knew what the happy medium was. Don't cry, just say thanks for the watch time. Oh yeah, for sure. I've been, like, for those of you that know, I've been modding over on, oh my God, my brain just melted. I've been moderating over on Bob Wilson 123's live chats on Mondays, and I'm not kidding, the live chat starts and she's got 3 to 4 dislikes already. It's like bam, straight up. And she was a bit taken aback at first, and I was just like, you know, thanks for the interaction. And I was like, I wish I could have that same attitude for myself, that I'm like, yeah, thanks for that interaction. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's weird. Freaky Geek, the happy medium is so long as you're satisfied with how your videos look and sound, that should be good enough. You're totally right, actually. You are totally right. And I am happy with how they are, otherwise they wouldn't go up. Maybe some of the lives I'm a bit like, because they're live and you can't edit them. But like all the tutorials and stuff, some of them are old, and the lighting is bad. and stuff like that. And that's just because I was learning what I was doing. And even now I still screw the lighting sometimes, and you know, there's stuff that goes wrong. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with the tutorials that I put out. It's like she's got some BEC. I don't know what BEC is either, actually. I'm sure you'll say it and I'll be like, oh, of course. But I no idea. No idea. Oh, man. Itchy skin. Try not to scratch it. When somebody annoys you so much that even when they do the most banal things, it still annoys you. Possibly. Oh dear. Am I that or are they that? I'm not sure. Yep. Yep, it could be totally that. It totally could. I've never heard of that before, but you're so right. That is so awesome. Oh, geez. Oh, man. Like, I'm sitting here, and this morning, I actually, like, my finger is really sore. I don't know if you can see how red and squished it is. This camera is not focusing. Anyway, my squishy red finger. I built a new air drying rack for my yarn so that I can have it hang here as well, because I don't like to leave it at home unattended, because some of my neighbours have taken us lighting fires because they're cold, and so the whole area smells like smoke, so I don't want my yarn out there in that. And I was building this air rack this morning before the live stream, and I totally squished my fingers in it. I was just like, don't do that again. Ow. But yes, my finger hurts is the point of that story. I'm with Allegra. Look at her sitting over there chewing her gum like she's God's gift. Oh dear. The person getting the dislikes instantly as posting sounds like she is some people who sit on a case of the BC about her. Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate that, Allegra. She's unlikely to be doing anything actually bad or disagreeable to a normal person. You're right. I'm going to have to try and remember BEC as well, actually, Chintamani, because that one is great. And thank you, Allegra, for sharing that with us. That is fantastic. Yeah. I get that way when I'm driving sometimes. If someone annoys me, then everybody annoys me. And I'm just like, just indicators. Although I have to be careful. Abby started like reading driving rule books and stuff like that. It's a bit early as far as I'm concerned, but she's into it. And now she's like, we'll be sitting there and I'll just be like totally just enjoying whatever, like music or just driving along, la la la. And then Abby will be like, oh dude, mate, choose which way you're going to indicate, because you've got to go left, like, you know, like, oh wow, let's just indicate left and we're going to turn right. Like, let's not make it hard for the people around us. And I'm just cracking up. I'm just sitting there thinking, oh my God, she is totally going to yell at cars like I do. I was in the car with, I think, Emma. I'm not sure if Emma's still in the chat or if she's gone back to work. But Emma yells at cars as well while we drive it. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, I totally do it myself. I totally do it myself. Are you decrease on the 7th? Oh, okay. I think, yep. Yeah, it's a decrease on the 7th stitch. I know I'm a bit BC about people driving certain brands of car. It's a bit of an unfair bias. Yeah. Mine is old people with hats on. Like, if you've got a hat on or on your back dash, that's it. I'm going to give you extra space because I don't trust you. So, you know, if you want extra space and you're driving around my area, just chuck a hat on your back dash. So... Andrew says, my daughter tells me how much money I'd pay in fines every time she drives with me. I like using my horn. See, I'm like anti-horn. I'm like, unless you are having a car crash or unless someone literally tried to merge on top of you, you don't get to use your horn. I'm with your daughter on that one, Andrea. I'd have to say something if we're in the car together, for sure. Crochet Clock says, I have full-on conversations with people as if I'm educating them while I'm driving. Me too. Oh, chives. Sorry. Yes, you're right, Rebecca. I love chives. Chives are great. Lol, the back window hats. Yeah. Kim says mine is my husband's breathing. Oh dear. Oh man, 2, 4, 6, 7 again. Oh, one day, I will get to the dip having done the correct number of stitches the first time. I'm not sure when that's going to be. I mean, it hasn't happened yet. At least not on camera anyway. Oh, wow. We have lots of idiots in our area who like cutting you off at roundabouts. Oh my God, I hate roundabouts. And it's not because I don't like roundabouts. I think roundabouts are a really useful driving tool. It's people who don't know how to indicate when they're exiting a roundabout. They're indicating like, okay, so this is going to be for people who drive on the left-hand side of the road because the indicating will be the opposite for the rest of you. But you go onto a roundabout and you want to go out and then around. So you indicate to the right because you're going to be driving right. So you're indicating to the right. You drive around your roundabout. You turn right. Then you indicate to the left because you're turning off left to exit. And then the people on the next entrance can see you indicating left to exit and they can utilize that gap. But the people who indicate right and then exit and then you miss a gap, and if it's a busy route, sorry, Kim, add roundabouts to the list. I just realised, yeah, add roundabouts to the list. Because I have to deal with like about 6 roundabouts between my house and Abby's school, as well as traffic lights and stuff like that. But in particular, there's these 2 roundabouts that are just so busy. They're ridiculously busy that if you miss a gap, you could be waiting another 3 or 4 minutes to enter the roundabout. And I'm just like, oh my God. Oh dear. I'll just go back to crocheting, shall I? Oh. I didn't realise how much roundabouts fired me up until right that minute. That was the biggest thing to learn when I moved here, Victoria. We don't indicate to exit. Yeah, I don't think most people do indicate to exit. I really don't. I think a lot of people don't indicate to exit. And it's fine if you just, you know, if you're going straight ahead maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the ruling is. But it infuriates me on a busy roundabout that whether or not you have to or you don't have to, it's a consideration thing for the other drivers on the road. I don't have to put my headlights on in the rain because it doesn't help me, but I do because it helps other drivers on the road see me. It's got nothing to do with being an advantage to me, but it helps people around me. I hate people who don't give way to the right. Oh, yes. Yes. Kim has posted the list. Oh, in the US, we're taught to indicate to exit. Yeah, oh, that's good. That's good. And Andrew says, I don't think the cars in Jimbuba have indicators. I think you're right. I think you're totally right. Day Design says, I used to work for Queensland Transport. Trust me, we should all be scared about the kind of people behind the wheel. Hi, Day Designs. Welcome to the chat. Oh, dear. Oh, wow. Yeah, my trigger list is the NBN, the Australian upload speeds in general, Australia Post, the tampon tax, and now roundabouts. I feel like there should be... we're missing something off that list. I think there's something else that's supposed to be there. I can't remember what it is. Oh, dear. Hey, you guys, if you don't know Addy Day Designs, you know that blur shawl that I'm knitting? I think I've got it in a bag here. This is the designer of the shawl, and you guys should totally go and check it out. Some of you probably already know who she is. I didn't until a few months ago, and I feel stupid about it. 2, 4, 6, 7. Oh my God, why can't I just do 6? Chris says tampon tax. Chris, in Australia we have general sales tax. I'm not sure where you are, but for some and the general ruling is luxury items get the tampon tax and fresh fruit, veggies and basic meats don't. They don't get, so they get the GST, not the tampon tax. Somehow tampons made it into the luxury item list and they get the 10% GST. So that's all I will say. I will go over here and grab my Blur shawl. So, you know, talk amongst yourselves. Oh. Hello, bag of things. Bag of things. Let me just see if I can flip it to a page that doesn't give away any secret squirrel information. All right, you guys, you ready? I'm just going to push this out of the way again. Shove. This is the Blur pattern. And it's how to use up ends of skeins and bits and pieces that you've got laying around to make a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful garment. Can somebody pop a link to the Blur design in here to the chat? That would be great. I personally am not using scraps to make it. I've got 3 skeins of, the last 3 skeins I own of yarn from Shepherdess, who no longer dyes anymore. And so I've got 3 skeins of hers. So I've got, oops, not that red, that's waste yarn for something else. I've got that one, and I've got a plain grey, and then I've got this one here with the pinks and the blues and stuff. So that's what I'm making mine out of. So yeah, that's my Blur shawl. And that's, yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving working on it, but it's one that I have to concentrate on a little bit. So the other week when I was doing it during the live chat, I ended up having to pull all that out because I'd forgotten to increase at all the markers. So yeah, so now I don't do that one during live chat. Oops, chocolate treats. So yeah, so that's a sit and watching TV, no problems, but apparently I can't do it while I'm live chatting because it's just that journey edge too far. Just that bit too much for me to do at one time. So, you know, I'm pretty good at multi-skilling, but not that. Now, I just need to scroll back up just to see if I crochet clocks. So, Christy, don't do it. Not sure I like a project that with blurred anything. Okay, very funny, Freaky Geek. All that money and you can't go over bumps without scraping the underside of your car. I'm sure you're missing something else too, but I can't think of it offhand. Yep. Not bag of things, bag of goodies. Hang on, there's the blurred. I'm assuming she means me. Yeah, absolutely, Kim. I mean you. Sorry. Yes, Kim, could you please link this? I should have just said Kim, shouldn't I? Yeah, I like the speckles in it too, and I think it's coming out really, really pretty. Julie says, my son moved back from the Sunshine Coast and I heard lots of roundabout opinions. We can't drive here, apparently. Look, I just think most people can't drive. And I have days myself where I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't be on the road today. But I am. Yeah, I didn't realise roundabouts fired me up until that was embarrassing. Right. What's the time? What's the time, Mr. Wolf? It's 1:15 or nearly 1:15. We've only got about 15 minutes left. What else do we want to talk about today, my friends? Do you have a question for me? I always ask you guys lots of questions. Does someone have a question for me that I can answer? Because my brain is melted now. And I apparently can no longer form sentences. So, yes. 1, 2, 3. Got one more row of the green or teal or whatever this color is, mint. It's got some name. I don't know what Bendigo named it. They named it something very appropriate, but I can't remember what it is. Oh, come on, camera. There we go. Tim Tams, how many sweet treats should I have? All of the sweet treats, absolutely. Jolene says that yarn is gorgeous. I'd like to make the sweater, but I think it would take forever with the small yarn. I'm not a fan of sweaters in the bulky yarns at all. So whenever I make a sweater, it's normally in a 4-ply yarn, and so I have no qualms with that. My issue is me. I'm very big, so it takes quite a lot of yarn to make a sweater for me. So yeah, There are still 4 mini packs in the bag. Oh, have you got your own bag of Tim Tams? Well, you can just eat them all because that would equate to about 3 Tim Tams. The price of Twist Shorties. Oh my gosh, I know the price too, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. I will put that up today. I meant to do it Tuesday, and then I forgot. So I will get those up. I'll be putting a pre-order for the Twist Shorties up. Now I have a confession to make about the Twist Shorties. The confession is I missed out on ordering in the first delivery, and I won't be getting my shipment until June, early to mid-June apparently. So I will have some coming in. I was just like, I will get this many. It was sort of as many as I could afford. And I'll get the pre-order open. So if you're in the first 12 in that pre-order, you'll get one of the first packs that I get delivered to me, but there'll be other people who do get them before me because I missed an email that came through to say all the information. And when I sent them a message the other day saying, well, not the other day, but like the other week, saying, hey, what's the deal? Normally by now I'd have all this information. They're like, did you not get the email? And then I went through and I found it in my spam folder. So I was very disappointed, and I'd missed out on the first run, but I will be getting into the second run. Kim says you could make me a sweater. That will take less time. Totally, it would take less time. Kim, like half the amount of time. Did you know that the Corriedale sheep was the first ever crossbreed of a sheep done, and it was crossbred in Australia and New Zealand at almost the exact same time? I was aware that Corriedale was one of the first crossbreeds. I wasn't aware it was the first. I was also aware that it was done in Australia, but I was not aware that it was done in New Zealand. I love Corriedale. I think Corriedale is beautiful. How did you find out this information, Crochet O'Clock? 2, 3. Hang on. I'm going to have a look in my fleece book and see if it's in there. I found out from Spinners and Weavers Guild that I was a member of. We had special people who would come in and do big talks and stuff, and someone came in and did a talk. Andrea did a row with no mistakes. Yes, this is me doing a dance. That's it. That's the dance. Let's have a look. I have this amazing book, Fleece and Fibre. It's in my, if you hit the Fiberific Amazon book list thing, the Amazon link, I've got, this is on my page, the Amazon shop page for Fiberific. That's what I'm trying to say. This is on the page. So let's go for, I'm trying not to give away any free information because I don't like to do that. Let's see if there's a doobie. What's it for Corriedale? Corriedale is so nice. I love it. It's strong and soft and everything all at the same time. Corriedale sheep 62. It's got like 14,000 pages. Page 16. It's got like 67,000 different spots that it lives in this book. It's supposed to be on page 16. Nope. That's just where it talks about some of the things you can use it for. 248, 256, 248. It's Cormo. How did I get that wrong? Hang on a second. 248. Where's it talk about Corriedale using Cormo? I hate this, please. Like, just give me the Corriedale page. Corriedale 256. Oh, it's on the next page. Corriedale and Bond. Why is Corriedale and Bond put together? I don't like Bond. Anyway, let me have a look if there's a history. Here we go. Development of the Corriedale began in New Zealand in the 1880s, though a similar breeding program began shortly afterward that in Australia as well. At the time, Merinos, a breed suited to more arid grasslands, and Romneys, which were adapted for lush, rich pastures, were the dominant breeds in both New Zealand and Australia, but both countries had large swathes of intermediate grasslands. I should stop reading or I'm going to breach some sort of copyright. It's all in here, just not on the page as they say. Go there. Please don't fall down. You'll scare me. Okay. Oh, Vicky, hello. Welcome to the chat. You came in just while I was reading a book. It would have been very exciting for you. It's Vicky's from the USA. This is her first live. She does knit and crochet more in the winter months. She lives in SC. What's that? Which one's SC, you guys? I'm really, really rough with the states. We see very little winter, but more than 6 hours. Yeah, it definitely feels like our winter in Brisbane is, you're like, oh, I think I might need a long sleeve shirt. Lots of people from all over around the place. Springy and soft and easy to spin. Absolutely, Corriedale is great for that. A lot of beginner classes in Australia use Corriedale for that as well, so that's really handy. Where are we? Are you short a few fingers and toes? Hang on. I'm just missing. South Carolina. Oh, thank you. I am. I'm terrible with the state names in the US. I've got a couple down, but not very many. Let's see if I can crochet 6 without hitting 7 for a change. But yeah, so it is one of those crazy sheep breeds that just sort of happened, and some people are a bit snobby about sheep breeds, I'll have to say. Like, if you say, oh, I'm spinning Corriedale, they're like, oh, why? Because you couldn't afford merino. And it's like, no, because I wanted to spin something that wasn't going to pill when I turned it into a jumper. You know, it's, yeah, I like Corriedale. I also like that you get some really nice colours in Corriedale. I learned to spin Corriedale, but not white. It was this beautiful chocolate brown. And gosh, I've not been able to get my hands on that ever since. And I'm so sad that I wasted it for a first spin. Christy says, I crochet all year long. I have aircon, so I don't worry about being so warm. I'm the same, Christy. I've got aircon here at Fibrific HQ when it works. And I've got air conditioning in my house. So even if it's like a 38, 40 degree day in the heat of the summer, I'm still crocheting or knitting or spinning or doing something that I love all year round. But I do know, based like this is how I'm going to do it. Based on my sales increases for the Fibrific website, I have a lot more sales in the second it starts getting that bit colder than I do in the warmer year. Oh, yep, sorry, spiders, you're right. Yes, add spiders to that list, Kim. But yeah, sorry, sidetracked. I definitely sell a lot more supplies in those colder months. So I think there are people who don't do it in the warmer months. And I'm like, I do it all year round, so I don't relate. But some people don't. And I was wondering, who of you do or don't do it in sort of the whole year? 2, 4, 6. I was researching Peruvian Highland sheep and realised they were a cross of Corriedale and Merino, which led me to researching Corriedale because I'm a nerd. We're all nerds here. You're in a safe place. We're all nerds here. Freaky Geek says Merino is the cheapest roving I can find at the local shop. Really? Rebecca says, are there only one type of connectors for chow goose or two? There's actually quite a few. There's large cable connectors, which connects 2 large cables together. There's small cable connectors which connect 2 small cables together. There's mini cable connectors that'll connect 2 mini cables together. There's the adapters, which are technically not connectors, I suppose, which means you can connect a large tip to a small cable and another one that you can connect a small tip to a mini cable. Does that help, or is that too much information? People definitely seem to take up knitting at greater rates as the weather cools here. Yeah, I think you're right, Allegra. I think, like, just based on sales, for me, that is the case. But for me personally, I mean, and you're the same. We craft all year round, so I kind of don't relate. It's because they're outside and they don't like being hot. That's fair. That's actually a fair call. If I start knitting when it gets cold, it's 2. I'm not sure, and it won't get done in time for winter. See, that's right. Like, that's the thing. If I want a jumper, I need to start knitting it 3 months before winter because I take forever to knit jumpers, and because I find them boring, but I really want one. So, you do it. And I don't mean to offend anyone who loves knitting jumpers, but I'm a process knitter and I like to learn a skill, go, yay, learned it, and then move on to something else. Whereas when you're knitting a jumper, you're a more of a, what's the word? There's a particular word where you want to finish the completed item. So yeah. Addy Day Designs is a 365-day year. That's excellent. Freaky Geek says, I knit during the heat of the day outside. Oh, there you go. Kim says if you check Spotlight, etc., the yarn aisle stock lines increase in autumn and then drop back in spring. Oh, that's true. They have their big yarn sale in September, don't they? It's now officially way too late for me to make a bendy cardi. Yeah, it is. Product knitter, you're right. Thank you, production. Yes. Yes, whereas see, I'm process rather than production, whereas some people are production rather than process. So, yeah, it's one of those things. And that's why, like, if I knit a jumper, it's got to have bits and pieces in it. I can't just do a straight old stockinette jumper, no matter how comfortable and squishy the yarn is. I get bored, and that I think that's where I'm at with this sweater at the moment. Is I've done all the color work, and now I'm just in grey stockinette, and I'm just like, oh, someone kill me. Freaky Geek's cat wants something. I'm just gonna slide out of the shot. Sorry, my nose was running, and I wiped my nose with a tissue. It was a tissue, really. Look, I have a tissue. Oh, there's yarn on my tissue. That's a tissue. I didn't use the yarn. This yarn here, I didn't. Honest. Allegra says I'm more of a process and product, which means I have a huge bag of finished objects that never get worn. Yes, yeah, I'm the same. And also, it's Queensland up here, and I like to make beanies and cows and stuff like that, and we just don't get to wear them that often, although I am set when it comes time to Bendigo, because I'm like, I got one of these, and I got one of those, and I can wear a different beanie each day while I'm there, and Daigo says, I have lots of whips and I need to finish them soon. Yeah, I've got a few going. I've got the ones I'm actively working on, like I've got an unfinished objects pile that I don't count as what I'm currently working on because they've been languishing for over 12 months. Whereas I'm currently working on Abby's blanket, this one here, the blur shawl for me. I'm also working on a cardigan for me, and I've nearly finished a market bag. I'm not sure if you guys saw, but over in the Fibrific Fun Zone, if you guys are members there, the Facebook group for you guys, I've asked for links of your favourite patterns because in Queensland, I'm not sure if it's nationwide, but definitely in Queensland, they're banning single-use plastic bags. So, you know those sort of singlet bags that you get all your Woolies shopping and stuff in? They're all being banned. So you have to use either their 15-cent bags that you have to buy or green bags or what have you. And I wanted a few different ones. And I'm crocheting up the latest, or at least it was the latest. It may not be the latest now. But the cross-stitched market bag from Bob Wilson 123, and I've nearly finished that. I've just got to do the handles bit, and that one's done. But I also wanted to make a few more. Plus, Kim actually posted, I didn't even consider sewing bags, Kim. And so they would finish a lot faster, I think, than if I crochet them all. But yeah, so that's one of those things. Socks also get worn a lot, but I don't like knitting them all the time. No, and you have your big like sock knitting push that you do every year. What's that sock knitting thing that you do, the big competition? Moved to Canberra after 16 years in Brisbane was great. Now I get to wear all the accessories. Oh, I bet you do. They are banning the bags down south in mid-June. Yeah, okay, so it's happening everywhere. It's not just Queensland. Okay, so that's cool. So yeah, I definitely want to make some bags I can use at the shops. And I want different bags for different jobs because I think sometimes, like just those crochet mesh bags, they're great if you've got produce or cans or something. But if you've got like little things, they're just going to fall out. So I want a couple of bags for the little things. Bags were banned a while ago in South Australia, but most people just buy the 15-cent bags. It makes me so cranky. Yeah, see, Aldi have had the 15-cent bags for some time. Like, they've always had them. And I think some of the other retailers just went, yeah, we could totally charge for bags. I mean, I'm totally in with it. But in saying that, we didn't just use our bags and throw them in the bin. We kept them as bin liners. So now we're actually going to have to go out and buy bags to line our bin with. So they're being purchased for the precise reason of being thrown in the tip, whereas before we'd bring our groceries home in it, then we'd use it in the rubbish bag, and then it'd go to the tip. So now I feel more wasteful. So I don't know, but you've got to bag up your rubbish. You're not allowed to just throw it in your bin. It has to be bagged. Like, we recycle heaps, but not everything can be recycled. So Better than Target charging $10 a pop for those useless wig bags that they used to have. Oh, yeah, I agree. Freaky Geek says that almost every store here in Canada makes you buy a bag now if you don't bring your own. Yep. I don't use bin liners for small bins. See, our bin in our kitchen used a shopping size bag because, like, we've got a family of 3 and we, generally speaking, unless we were doing like a major purge of something, like, you know, going through a bedroom and dumping junk that just couldn't go to the secondhand stores, we only maybe toss out 4 or 5 rubbish bags of like little shopping bag rubbish bags of rubbish each week into our wheelie bin. So we don't use the big bags. But yeah, so, and we really only have the kitchen bin, and then Tim's bathroom has a little bin, but he doesn't use a liner on it. Abby's bedroom has a little bin, but she doesn't use a liner on that either. So yeah, so it's just the kitchen bin. But yeah. Is rubbish supposed to be, yeah, rubbish is supposed to be bagged. But yeah, and one of those bags is normally like when we change the kitty litter. So it's like 3 or 4 bags of household rubbish. Because we recycle, like, we think that you should, like, it's 11:30, you guys, and I'm just going to keep going. We think that we should have our recycling bin emptied every week because we will nearly fill that every fortnight. Like, we're like squashing down cardboard because we'll rip apart packaging to put the plastic bit in the rubbish and the cardboard bit in the recycling. We'll totally do all of that. But we end up filling our recycling bin, and then you're just like, well, we're going to have to put it in the rubbish because it's got to go. So yeah, so that's a bit frustrating. I don't see how it's any different to recycling not being bagged. Normally, like, because I don't want things like tissues, like when they tip up the bin onto the, you can't see what I'm doing, but the bin goes flip, light things will just blow away in a breeze, whereas you don't normally recycle much light stuff. That's what I think. I'm not 100% certain. Andrea says, I don't see, hang on a second. I'm collecting bags to make crochet sleeping mats for the homeless. Yeah. If you, Christy, where are you? If you're in Australia, I can send you some single-use bags that I've got here that are blue. I bought a long time ago and I can't use them now because they're being outlawed and I will get in trouble. But if you want to use them for that, send me a PM through Facebook, and just, you know, remind me what you want and I will totally post some to you. They're all still in their little singlets ready to basically be used as shopping bags, but I can't use them. And they're a bit small. They're not quite as big as the grey ones at the supermarket, but they're still good. Where are we? I wonder if they'll still bag your groceries if you get home delivery. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. We've used maybe 2 32-litre bin bags a week plus dog poop bags, and the rest of the bin is filled with garden waste. We don't throw any garden waste. We've got we let the chickens deal with the garden waste. Worked. Hang on a second. Where are we up to? Compost and chooks get most of our rubbish except for us. Yeah, see, that's the same for us. We've got the chickens, and we let the chickens deal with a lot of stuff. Even if they don't eat it, as long as it doesn't kill them, we put them in their chook bag, in their chook pen, and they'll stomp it down and it gets mixed through the soil on the floor in their chook pen. And then we go in and steal that and put it in the gardens. It's great. Why they're outlawed? Single-use plastic bags kill wildlife. And we've got a lot of problems with plastic bags going into the waterways and things like that. And so they've decided to stop that. And that's how they're doing it. I mean, I put paper from the shredder into cardboard boxes before it goes into recycling. Oh, yeah, totally. That makes sense. And you would do that so it doesn't blow away. Or it's exactly right. It'd be a confetti party down the street. Yep, to the recycling, we have 1 medium bag for the kitchen and the other small bins dumped in, and 1 bag for nappies. I also have compost that I empty at the community garden once a week. There you go. That's awesome. I need to watch the sock video again. My sock video or a different sock video? Because my sock videos are fantastic. Just ask me, I will tell you. Does the color changing thing work if you're doing a rib stitch? Yes, the color changing technique works on any stitch as long as it's a full stitch. Like, it looks a bit odd if you're doing yarn overs and things like that. You end up with like it's like any kind of color working. If you've got a gap, you'd see it, but it'll work on anything else. You said the blue ones. What? I'm a bit confused. I've got just blue rubbish. They're single-use singlet bags, and they're part of the same problem. So they're being outlawed as well. So I can't use them. But I bought them a long time ago, and I used lots. And I just happened to buy like I think I bought 4,000. Because that was just the quantity that you had to buy, and there's no way I'm going to use them, and now we're going to move to paper bags for Fiberific. So hey Gamer Widows, welcome to the chat. Bags have been outlawed in my hometown for quite some time, so I get that you said specifically. Oh no, sorry, no, they're all being outlawed, but I've got blue ones that I can't use. So Christy wants to use them for her homeless mats. She can totally have them. If she's within Australia, I'll ship them to her for free. Gamer Widows has got to pop it in and out. I got to blow my nose again, guys. I'm sorry. Just hang on. Just whoop. Sorry. I hate that. So what are you expected to bag your trash in now? Well, you just have to go and buy the specific bags for bagging trash, which none of us have paid for. So, which is stupid. But anyway, also they tend to be a lot bigger. So instead of 2 rubbish bags, you've got 1, but it's bigger and they're thicker so they don't rip apart and fly away as much. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the environmental difference is between a purchased bag versus versus a shopping bag. Anyway, seems like we can add bags to the list as well, Kim. You're in Michigan. Oh, that's such a shame. Message me anyway. We might be able to go halves in the postage. I'll do some weighing up and I'll let you know what it'd cost, and you can work out if it would be worth it for you or not. I've got heaps. I don't have 4,000 anymore. I used heaps of them, but I could probably send you a couple of 100 packs for under 500 grams. So yeah, it'd cost you about $7 or $8 Australian dollars, because I'd go your halves in it. But anyway, we'll sort it out. Hope you get fries. Oh gosh, I'm just going to skip past that one, Freaky Geek. I've really got to stop reading through your comments instead of reading them first and then deciding. Somebody makes a profit somewhere. That's exactly right, Allegra. Someone makes a profit. I maintain that if my council was serious about us recycling, they'd collect it weekly instead of fortnightly. I totally agree with you, Gamer Widows. And they would also educate people better. I've watched people throw actual rubbish into their recycling bins, and when you're like, why did you put that in? Because I'm that neighbour. I'm like, why is that in your recycling bin? And they'll be like, because it's plastic, you can recycle it. And I'm like, no, it's not the right kind of plastic. That's rubbish. You've got to take that out and put it over there. And my dad, he tries to put car parts in because metal is recyclable. I'm like, oh my God, Dad, no. You can't put car parts in our rubbish bin. Anyway. Where are we? Christine Little, thank you so much. I'm making a blanket for my daughter. It's just a chevron. I'm sitting here reading the chat rather than working on it, but thank you for your kind comment. I'm actually not in Michigan, but someone else, Christy is. Christy, who is doing the Christy Gabani, she's in Michigan. If a post is for the host, it's in caps, so it's not overlooked. It helps. What? Oh, is that your theory? Okay, I understand. See, for me, if you super chat it, then I don't overlook it because it's like bright and coloured and I can't miss it, and it's like in your face. Hard plastic recycles, plastic film doesn't. Exactly right. That's exactly right. There was a bit of a scandal down here a few years ago where the recycling truck was followed. Want to guess where it went? Let me think. One of the councils up here, I think it was Ipswich Council, tried to actually, I'm not sure if it happened or not. There was some big like furor, like people like rah, but they're actually going to stop recycling. They were going to be like, nope, we're just going to give you an extra rubbish bin because you guys aren't doing it properly. It's costing us too much to clean it and sort it out. And then everyone had a big old hissy fit, and I think it's back. I'm not sure. with China no longer taking our recyclables, we're rapidly getting to the point where it will not matter if it's separate. Yeah, I think that's the issue as well. But we should be sorting out our own recyclables. We shouldn't have to ship it internationally to, you know, to deal with our recycling. There's a country, it's in Europe somewhere, and they actually use so much of their own waste that they actually import it from other European countries, and they're like, it's fantastic. Whereas, like, I don't understand why we can't have these sorts of waste managements and separations and what have you ourselves. And then, like, hello, like, oh yes, we ship our waste internationally. Hello, green footprint. Do not bag your recycling. No, I don't bag my recycling. Definitely not. Like, it's all, like, all the cans and jars and everything all get rinsed and as clean as I can be bothered to get them. And then they go into they get dried and drop straight into the recycling bin. We need our own plants to process into new products. We totally do. We totally do. Our recycling is processed locally. But is it just sorted locally and then you guys actually smash all the glass down and melt it and reuse it yourselves? Or do you send that off somewhere else? Like, I'm not sure who does what, really. I got to 6 and didn't do 7. Woohoo! That's a first. That's a first. You guys, I've had such a good chat today. I really, really have. But it's now 20 to 12 and I have to get on and pack orders and get home and dye some more yarn and get some things sorted out for the upcoming trip for Bendigo and what have you. And I'm going to have to scoot, you guys. But I've had such a good chat today and I really appreciate you all chatting. Oh, hang on, I've missed comments while I was crocheting and saying goodbye. Manufacturing is so expensive in Australia. It really is. It's ridiculous. You think about, like, minimum wage here is like, what, $17.80 or $18 an hour plus superannuation. So yeah. Andrea's speakers have just arrived, 2 parcels in 2 days. But is one of your parcels your Mystery Lace Club, Andrea? She noticed the time. I totally noticed the time at 11:30 too, but I kept talking because I was on a roll. Yes. Hope my hair grows fast. Thanks. It does, actually. So it'll be quick. The hour and a half's up already, Freaky Geek. I'm sorry. Andrew's not ready to go. I see lots of people who throw a shopping bag for their recycling. Yeah, it does. I'm so sorry for distracting you, 80-Day Designs, but thank you so much for joining in our chat today. It was good to meet you and chat with you. I will catch you all next week for our next YouTube live chat. If you're not a member of the Fiberific Fun Zone on Facebook, you should totally join because I will be live there. Just a quick live tomorrow. Christine, I am in Brisbane, Australia. So we'll be live in the Fiberific Fun Zone over on Facebook. What's today? Today's Thursday. Yeah, so tomorrow, Friday, around midday. So about this time tomorrow, I'll be live in Facebook. So come in and join the chat and have fun. It's not the same setup. It'll be while I'm working and doing other things. So it'll be over at my desk, which is very boring. It doesn't have pretty yarn behind it. But yeah, I'll thank you for the link, Kim, for the Fiberific Fun Zone group. That is fantastic. So if you're not a member, go join. Lots of people who are here in the chat are members over there, and you guys keep chatting and talking and sharing links and showing your work. It's wonderful. I love hanging out in there. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. Bye.